Good morning, dear students. We are going to resume our classes after the holidays, and I think you might have enjoyed the holidays as well as you have studied. You might have revised the portion what we have completed. So recently we are going through the one of the most important chapter in our business studies, that is the principles of management. And the previous portion we have studied is about the principles of management, fundamental principles of management. We have studied 14 principles of management that has been developed by Henry Fayol. And these principles are considered as the fundamentals or base. So if we know that if you want to start or if you want to make a building, we need the basement. Okay. So it is almost similar. It is the like we can say that basement as well as the pillars of the building. So it is the principles are these fundamental principles are considered as one of the most important part of the business studies. Okay. And the next topic that we have to study is about the scientific management. Okay. So we know that Henry Fayol has developed some kind of principles, but some more advanced or some more better way of principles have been brought up. Okay, so it is by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Okay, and it was developed by Frederick Winslow Taylor. And he is shortly Frederick Winslow, like that. If we have to say that name is a little lengthy, so we call him as F.W. Taylor. Okay, in short, we call him F.W. Taylor. Okay, and he has we know these two people are the most important personalities in the business studies. So when you complete your studies, you will come to know when you go forward with your studies, then also you will come to know that you will find that the name of Henry Fayol and the name of F.W. Taylor will be found in different places. Okay, so they have given a very large amount of contribution to the business studies. Okay, and they have made this it is just like a business studies as a subject, or we say that management, what is management we are studying. So we compare the management with the profession, compare management with science. So if management has become as a discipline, management become as a subject, so it is made by these two people, Henry Fayol as well as the F.W. Taylor. Okay, let us see what we can see or what we have to study about F.W. Taylor. Who was F.W. Taylor? Okay. So scientific management is a new thinking on management propounded by Frederick Winslow Taylor. Taylor was a person whom within a short duration rose from the ranks of an ordinary laborer to the position of a chief engineer. Okay, so his life was there. So he started just like a normal people. He just started as a normal person with a very low level, as a low level employee. Okay, so he rose from the rank of an ordinary laborer. He was just an ordinary simple person. So means it is a lower level employee. Like we can say that he was a low level or ordinary laborer, and he reached to the position of a chief engineer. And it was in a very short duration, from the year 1878 to 1884. Okay, so around 6 years of time. Okay, so within that short period, he could come up to this level. So if you are working, if you get after completing your studies, you go for a job, and most probably you get a job in a lower level, lower rank. Okay, so what you have to do is that you have to work hard and you have to get promotion, and you have to reach to the top level, topmost position. Okay, so as you increase in your rank and as you get more and more opportunities, more and more promotions, then you reach to the highest position. And some people take a long amount of period, long duration to reach to the highest position. And some people in a very short period, they reach to the highest position. And it requires a very very high level of efficiency or high level of performance is required. So you can understand a person from an ordinary laborer and reaching to the chief engineer. So in a very short period of time, it shows that he was a very successful person, and he was having a very clear-cut idea about what we have to do or how we have to manage. Okay, In 1878, he joined the Midvale Steel Company in the USA as a laborer, and due to his hard work and dedication, he was able to reach the position of the chief engineer in the same company within a short span of 6 years. Okay, so he joined in the company called Mid Valley Steel Company. So that was the place where he joined, and he joined in the year 1878, and he continued working there. So he was just a laborer, so just taking care of the laborers, and all these type of small works were there. So means that like under him there will be some workers will be there. So he was taking care of the workers and making them, giving them some instructions. So it is a lower level worker, or lower level employee. So that was the work that he was doing, and from that level then he reached the chief engineer of the same company within a short period of 6 years. During this period, Taylor conducted a number of experiments and came to the conclusion that the amount of work a laborer was doing was far less as compared to what he was supposed to be doing. So he not only he was doing the work, but while he was doing, he made a lot amount of experiments. Okay, so he found different methods of doing, how to improve the way of doing the work. Okay, so that was so he was doing kind of a research work also along with his work. So he was doing a work, and he was working, and along with his work he was doing lot amount of experiments. Okay, so we know, like whenever we are doing any work, we can also do different type of experiments. Like if we are, imagine that if I am a teacher and I am teaching you, and I am using one method, and see according to the level of the students what method of teaching is necessary and how we can teach. So we have to understand the students, and by changing different methods we can teach. Okay, so that is why we develop. So like nowadays we are having not having the class, so we thought of taking it as an online class. But if this method is not appropriate, or if what different methods we are using, and we find out the best method, how we can help you, how we can make you understand about the topics, isn't it? So that is the kind of experiment. So this is there are some experiments, some type of method, some things which we are doing may be going wrong, sometimes it may be becoming successful, and these are the works that we are doing. So experiments are there. So he did a lot amount of experiments during his work, and came to the conclusion that the amount of work a laborer was doing was far less as compared to what he was supposed to be doing. So after doing lot amount of experiments, he came to know that a laborer, when how much work a laborer is supposed to do, then actually a normal laborer, a simple laborer can do more work than what a normal laborer is doing at right now. Means there are so much amount of improvements are required if we do proper method. Okay, so that is what he found. He gave a number of suggestions to solve this problem, and in doing so he gave a scientific outlook to the management. So he found some changes. Okay, so a laborer, a worker is there, so a laborer is there, instructor is there, manager is there, so different people are there. So the work that they are doing is not sufficient, or that is not up to the maximum capacity of that person. So how we can make changes to this situation, that is what he has brought. So he developed a lot amount of changes, and he brought some new suggestions. So these suggestions have been recorded as the scientific management. So he made us the scientific management. So he gave a scientific outlook to the management. So such a way a scientific outlook has been created for the management. So before that, this management was just like a normal one, but now it is there. Everything is a scientific method is used. Okay. Taylor worked in Bethlehem Steel Works up to 1901, and thereafter started providing services as a management consultant. In 1903, he published a research paper titled Shop Management, and in 1911, his book Principles of Scientific Management created ripples in the field of management. Taylor died in 1915, but his contribution to the management will always remain immortal. So he developed a principle, or he published a book named the Principles of Scientific Management. Principles of Scientific Management. Such a book he has published in the year 1911, and this book explains about how we can bring a scientific approach to the management, and what are the principles of scientific principles that we have to follow in the management. Okay. Now let us see the meaning of scientific management. What is a scientific management? The literary meaning of scientific management is performing the work of management in a scientific manner. Simply we can say that when a work is done in a scientific manner, it is called a scientific management. Okay, when a management activity is performed in a scientific manner, okay, a work is done in a scientific manner. In other words, discarding the traditional approaches to the management and adopting newer and more scientific approaches in their place is called a scientific management. Taylor has said that before commencing any work, the manager should first analyze it thoroughly and only then take any decision. So he says that as bringing a scientific approach to the management, whatever we are doing, before we do any work, we have to make analysis. Okay, so we have to analyze the situation, and we have to understand what is more important, what is required, how we can make it better. Okay, all this type of decisions. So the analysis if we do, then we can do the activity in a better manner. Okay, so this is what the scientific management. We can find also there are some definitions also for scientific management. Various experts have been given many different definitions of scientific management. A few of the important definitions are as follows. According to F.W. Taylor, scientific management is the act of knowing exactly what you want men to do and then seeing it that they do it in the best and the cheapest way. Okay, so according to F.W. Taylor, scientific management means that knowing what you want men to do. Okay, so what people have to do. So if I am a manager, I should know what my employees have to perform. Okay, so as I am a teacher, I should know what my students have to perform. Okay, so that first I should know what the students have to do, or what the children has to do. So we should have an idea about what they have to do, how they have to do, all these type of things. Okay, and then we have to see to it that they do it in the best and the cheapest way. Okay, so they should perform. So I should know, first of all, I should know what my employees, what my juniors, or what my subordinates have to perform. Okay, exactly knowing. So they have to think from the level of an employee and understand that what they have to perform. Okay, and see to it that they do it in the best as well as the cheapest way. So that should be the best. So there should not be any another method. So this is best method there should be there, as well as this is the cheapest method. Okay, so if you just like if you are going to purchase a product, okay, so then you should know. See, like if you are going to the market, and see, like if you want to purchase a product or vegetable, imagine. So like if you want to have a vegetable, then you should know that which is the good quality vegetable and where it is available in the cheapest way. Okay, so the price. So sometimes if you choose the lowest price one, then that may be a rotten one, or may not be good one. So but we have to see with that the good one and the cheapest price also. Sometimes this good quality product also will be available in 2-3 shops will be there, where it will be available in a lower cost. Okay, so any type of material, any type of work that we are doing, then we have to understand that which is the best one as well as which is the cheapest method. Okay, so that we have to see to it. We have to make the employees to perform the best way as well as the cheapest way. So that is called the scientific management. So while following scientific management principles, we will be able to make the work in the best and the cheapest one. Okay. Another definition has been given. According to Peter F. Drucker, the core of scientific management is the organized study of work and the analysis of work into the simplest element, and the systematic improvement of the worker's performance of each element. So another explanation or another definition has been given by Peter F. Drucker, and according to this definition, the core of scientific management is the organized study of work. So first we have to organize a study of work, organized study of work. So this we have to proper study of work is there. Work study it is called as. Okay. So we have to understand what work is there, what worker has to be there, how it has to be performed. All these type of things has to be studied. Then the analysis of work into the simplest elements and systematic improvement of the worker's performance of each element. So after that we have to analyze what are the work, how the work has to be done, and after that we have to improve the performance level of the employees. So how to improve the systematically improvise the work of performance of the employee. Okay, so this is the another definition. Based on the above discussion, it can be said that scientific management involves studying each activity in detail and in doing so ensure that the activities of the organization are accomplished in an economic and effective manner. So we can understand as a just like in a nutshell, we can say that as per the scientific management, it has to be seen that first we have to understand that what work has to be performed, and we should see with that the work is performed in an effective and cheapest manner, in a nice manner. Okay, so that is about the that is the meaning and the definition of scientific management. The remaining portion we study in the next class. Thank you so much.